we'll just skip it and we'll do another one. So I'm gonna wait for y'all to jump back on. It's got a delay, and we'll see. The last time no one could hear me, so I got these earbuds, and then now I'm stuff on this phone. Let's see here. Y'all let me know if you can see me, if I'm blurry. Who knows? It may be. They've put in new cell towers here, and now we've got 5G, and so everything's been wacky ever since that. We have Verizon, so, and I'm filming off a phone. But we're going to talk about money saving tips tonight. So don't buy a cell phone. That would be the first money saving tip. Let's see here. We'll wait for some people to jump on. I hope y'all have had a good weekend. We're tired. We're very tired. We are bushed. We have planted and planted and planted. I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. I don't know if the numbers are showing yet. If you're watching, let me know if I'm blurry. But we're tired. We're tired. We've got corn coming up everywhere. We've got field peas. We've got all sorts of stuff. Germinating pumpkins, spaghetti squash. We're exhausted. And I can't get my spring garden processed quick enough. I can't get everything preserved. So it's just, I'm in a pickle right now. I'm tired. I'm so tired. If I eat one more salad, I think I'm going to sprout broccoli out of my ears. So we've been blessed, but it's tough. So I see somebody's watching. Y'all let me know in the chat, am I blurred? If the screen's better this time. Y'all let me know. Just say yes, it's good, or no, it's bad. If it's bad, we'll abort this mission tonight. So y'all let me know. But if you can hear me, whether you can see me or not, very, very tired, but we've done a lot. We've canned all week. I've canned greens, I've canned kale, eaten fresh, and we're picking English peas constantly now. So that's a huge, huge thing. English peas, what I'm doing is I'm picking them and I'm putting them in the freezer until I've got enough to can all at once. And it's just, right now I'm just getting handfuls, but it's getting more and more each day. Today I had a basket full. So we've got a lot of canning to do, and I'm running out of freezer space because I've put up so much cabbage. So we got our hands full. Our cottage garden, we've got a video. Video and sound is much better. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, for Jeremiah, if y'all see any spam in the chat, y'all let me know. I think spam would be blocked, but just help me and block the person out there. But we've got so much going on, and our cottage garden looks great. That's what the video is coming out tonight. So it's a long video. I'm showing you everything we've got growing, and it is insane. It's insane the amount of food we've got. We've got okra all around the house. We've got tomatoes. We've got bell peppers. I've got my first little bell pepper today. So we're trying to baby all this and process everything else and put it up. So it's a lot. The more you plant, the more rigorous it is. Cool accent. Thank you very much. I'm from Alabama. Alabama. Video looking good now. Thank you, Captain Ron. Okay. I don't know who knows. We've got new cell towers. We've got 5G. So in this area, so there's probably it's something to do with that. I don't know. Ever since we bought these new phones, it's terrible, terrible. So I'm having to sit here with earbuds because I echoed on every other live, and we had to shut them down. And then now the view was, I didn't do anything different. I just shut the live stream down and started another one. I'm from Dallas, but I'm near Austin. Okay, out Texas way. So very good. All right, guys. I see it looks like mainly guys anyway, so this will be an interesting talk tonight. Let's talk about money-saving tips. I don't know how much you heard of the last video. I don't know when y'all jumped in, but we used to do videos on money saving here on the homestead, and I am very, very, very frugal. And a lot of people watch those videos, and I think it would be good just spontaneous to get on here, do a live chat, and share our money-saving tips with everybody. Now, when I do these live streams, you can't see the chat for some reason. But I've looked at other people's live streams, and they're having trouble too, where you can't read the comments. So I'll just read them out loud if y'all have any money-saving tips. We don't use a dryer. When we do, it's very rarely. We use a clothesline. I do not go to town and buy groceries, but probably 1 to 2 times a month. We do not buy a lot of takeout. We don't. We cook, we preserve, we we do everything by hand and manual, and that saves money. And the biggest thing is we have no debt. No debt. So I thought maybe this would help tonight if y'all could get on here and talk about money saving tips. If you buy in bulk, that helps. Um, a lot of times it doesn't. If something is a bulk price, you have to check and make sure that it's uh, worth your bang for your buck. We just have so many people ask about this stuff, and people don't realize what they spend money on until they start seeing it add up. Like household cleaners, I don't really buy a lot of those. We make our own, or either I use stuff like plain vinegar to clean with. We do things like that. Very reusable, a lot of environmental friendly stuff, not necessarily because I want to per se, but because a lot of times that's the cheapest route. We use glass bowls. I don't buy aluminum foil. We call it tin foil. I don't buy that much. We use glass covers for bowls. We use just reusable stuff over and over and over, and that's helped save a lot of money. So that's things around the homestead. If you have animals, free ranging them, uh, that helps. If you have a garden, that does not help. So let's see here. JC said, I'm learning to sew because making my own clothing for sure will save money. Very good. Very good. I think everybody needs to at least learn how to mend their own clothing. If they get a tear, or especially guys with buttons, that would be that's a good thing. Uh, I'm trying to think. There's so many skills. Canning will save money. Canning will save you money. The problem is buying the lids. That does not save you money. But anytime you can put up your own food, that will. Um, it may be more economical for a lot of people to have things like a deep freezer. That to me is really the ultimate. Um, mm, let's see here. The ultimate money saving thing. When you have a deep freezer, all your spending is on Ziploc bags. So let's see here. All right. I'm trying to look through the chat. Some of it I really don't understand. Um, but y'all let me know how you save money and how you save money around your house and your homestead. Simple meals. Simple meals are great. If you cook with very few ingredients to put food on the table, that will save money a lot of times. The less you put into a meal, usually if it's just your basics, that'll save money. Um, and so many people are asking about this right now, and we're getting emailed things and things like that. They're going back to the money saving because things are so expensive with inflation. The price of stuff is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rotisserie chickens from HEB. What's HEB? That's not, I don't think we have that here in Alabama. We got a Walmart, a Piggly Wiggly, and now we think we're something because in our nearest town we've got a Publix. So I went into Publix. I talked about this on my last live stream, and we were having a ball with it. We were all cutting up and having a good time. And there's so much to choose from in there. It's really just overwhelming. And it's certainly not price saving. People say you can get the buy one, get one, but it doesn't seem to me, it seems very expensive. Uh, some of it's probably a lot better quality than other places, though. I'm trying to think, guys. It's like a Publix. Okay, very good. Maybe you can buy one chicken and get one free. I don't know. So around here we just have the pig. So that's your best bet. It's Piggly Wiggly. We've got a Meat Depot, and before that it was a Save a Lot. So sometimes you can get meat for cheap. We don't buy meat. My husband, my husband hunts. I hunt now. Um, I was going to get big into turkey season this year. The problem was the heat came and they were gone just like that. I didn't even really get a chance to hunt. He hunted the first 2 weeks of season, brought home a turkey. I can't even remember now. I think we weighed it and it was well over 20 pounds. We thought we had a record, but in the state. But he got several, but it was over with quick. I think he got two, so neither one of us has been able to hunt. We have deer meat all the time. That's our go-to is venison. Now, I had a deer this year. My husband killed multiple, and that feeds us at night. That really does. Or sometimes I've been doing these meatless meals where I'll just kind of make it stretch like a salad, and that will help us. Just a huge salad with all of our garden stuff in it. If it comes out of the garden, we're eating it. The only problem with the garden is eating in season. Like I said, I think at the beginning of the first video when I was blurred, you will get tired of salads at some point. Like, I'm so tired of salads, y'all. I'm so blessed, but if I have one more piece of lettuce or broccoli, I'm just gonna just turn green. I mean, we've had nothing but salads for a month and a half, and I mean, hey, it's been free. The only thing I've had to make is the dressing, but it's free. It's good. And when you go to the store and pay for this stuff, it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Um, it's a shame. It really is a shame. To me, the number one thing is people are talking about money with their houses, their house payment, rent, or groceries. That's the main thing. So we got some more people watching. If y'all have any money saving tips, throw them out in the comments. We've talked about rotisserie chickens, buying those. A lot of people do buy those. We've talked about learning to sew. There's tons of skills you can learn to save money. Carpentry would be huge if you could learn how to do that, but the price of wood's so expensive. Let's see, Captain Ron. Recently learned how to bake sourdough bread, and it's much cheaper and healthier than commercial baked bread. Also has lowered my A1C blood glucose numbers. Very good. Very, very, very good. Let me tell you, so I've got a funny little story about food, and I was going to talk about this in a video, but I said, no, I'm not going to do a whole video on it. Today, for some reason, I have no health problems whatsoever. I take no medicines. I have no, thankfully, I'm 32. I'm young, you know, so that's expected, but I'm very blessed. We've had a lot of stressful events in the family lately. We've got some elderly people, and we've had, you know, it's been a week. We've been at the hospital all night. We're tired, okay? And I just thought today, I said, I know my blood pressure is up. I know my blood pressure is up, just the amount of stress and all that's been going on. Then you're trying to work outside all day from daylight till dark and canning, and you can't get this stuff done. It's a lot. And I took my blood pressure. Well, actually, my mom did. She was like, you're fine. I said, no, I really think it's like 220 over 140. I feel like I've got high blood pressure. Well, we took it, and it was 113. 113 over 80 something, and I mean, it was fine, and I've never had high blood pressure. I guess I convinced myself I did. But I said, you know, the amount of stress I've been under, and we've all been under, it's just been some trying times. I think really being physically active and what we have eaten has contributed positively 100%. I don't know what it would be if I wasn't living the lifestyle I'm living. Eating fresh every day and eating just pure nutritious food and being very active, I don't know what kind of shape I'd be in. So to me, in my own opinion, this is why I say grow your own food. A, I think you need to. B, it's cheaper. C, usually, unless you just go off some crazy path. C, it's better for you. It's so much better for you. I've eaten healthy all my life, off and on. I mean, like really, really strictly healthy. And I've never, I guess, I'm at my health peak right now is how I feel. So I guess I could say, I mean, I feel very good. I feel, you know, like I said, we've been under some trying times, but I mean, man, I feel good about what I'm putting in my body. And that's why I'm glad I'm raising my own food. Like Captain Ron said, making your own bread, you know, that's a good thing. You know what was put in it. You know what, you know about it. You know, it doesn't have hidden chemicals. It doesn't have, that's like my lettuce. I know what was put on it. I know what I know I side dressed it with just say chicken manure. I know that was on it. There's no chemicals to preserve it when it gets here from Honduras, you know, on a plate. So I just feel better about it, and it was just a good feeling today. Like, hey, you know, I was just panicking for nothing, and we all get that way sometimes, but it's all panned out well. Let's see here. JC said fasting helps saves money. There are health benefits to fasting too, but I don't do it because I'm Muslim anyway. I don't fast. I eat. I have to eat. Day in and day out, I have to eat. I mean, I have to have my nourishment. So I just don't know if I couldn't. But but I like to grow my own food. And guys, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Like lettuce, the amounts of lettuce we have, you'll see on the video whenever it comes out. It may pop up tonight. I don't know, but I mean, one pack of lettuce will do hundreds of feet. I mean, really, if you space it out, like it is so cheap to buy seed and plant your own food. That's the number one money saver that I can figure out or that I can find or recommend to y'all. Um, let's see. Let's think. What else? Buying canned drinks, any kind of soda, things like that, or juice. If you're buying that kind of stuff, that's going to run into money. I drink water usually. Now, on my live stream the other night, I had a Diet Dr. Pepper, and we were talking about what all's in food. And I said, you know, hey, I know what's in this. I said, but I made the conscious decision. I was so tired, and I had a Diet Dr. Pepper. You know, I know what's in it, but I chose to drink it. At least I wasn't being deceived about what's in it or didn't know. Because there's been such stigma about what's in drinks, you know, like aspartame and things like that. But either way, they're expensive. My husband wanted some, and so I went to Dollar General and bought some. They were on sale. It was 3 cases for $15 of Diet Dr. Pepper. Regular price, they were $8.50 for 12 drinks in a can. That's insane. The woman checking me out, I said, look, I said, this is so expensive. And she said, I know. She said, before you, yesterday, she said, a woman came in and paid full price for them. I said, I don't see how. She said, well, she spent almost $40 on these drinks. She said, it's insane. So I just don't see how people are doing it. I really don't. And I guess that's why they're asking about money saving tips, because times are tough. They're tough. Gas is expensive, very expensive. Um, I don't go, I don't leave the property that much. That helps. The less you drive, that helps. And you can even drive certain ways to help um, save gas. I've done a paper in school before on hypermiling. If you gun your car and gas it at a red light, you're gonna use more gas in your car. If you idle a lot at a lot of red lights, you're gonna use a lot of gas. I'm trying to think, guys. There's so many. Y'all help me out. There's so many money saving tips. Most Americans drive a car. Most Americans have a house payment. Um, let's see here, Jeremiah. Converting to a dedicated solar generator like the Bluetti AC500. Um, also picked up 4 solar panels, 550 watts each. Very good. Very good. JC said, I'll be buying basic tees from H&M instead of buying expensive logo clothing. Yep, mine come from a bookstore. I thrift. Every shirt I wear and every video come from Moon Pie General Store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. When me and my husband was up there on an anniversary trip, and it was like a bargain bin. They had all these cute little shirts on sale for a little of nothing, so I bought just about every one they had. Hey, Lantern Creek, we're talking about money saving tips tonight. Hit us with what you got for you and your family. I was going to do a quick little live stream tonight. We had trouble with the visual at first. It was all blurry and blocked out. Um, tell us what you got. You've got a family. Tell us how you save money. So everybody's wanting to know this. Solar is great, Mr. Jeremiah. Solar is great. I think that's a lot of money up front, but I think that is ultimately sustainable. Um, very, very good. We're not solar here. Now we have a neighbor that's completely solar. They're completely off grid, and the only problem is they've got a backup generator. So in the winter when it's cloudy and not sunny all the time, they have to run that generator constantly. So that's kind of so I don't know how much they're spending on gas for that or whatnot, but it's still a good thing to have. They seem happy. They've been there several years. The person before that, he built the house solar. We knew him, and he wanted it completely off grid, and it's a very nice place. He cooks outside. He cooked outside. He had a pizza oven installed and all that kind of stuff, and he lived at his house. He literally didn't leave, so he enjoyed that. Lantern Creek. We love Rural King shirts. We don't have a Rural King here. Our nearest one is in Huntsville, Alabama. I think it's Huntsville. I would love to go to one. We just don't have them. I was raised poor, so yeah. I mean, how we live is money saving tips. We could write a book. So, there's not really I don't know. It's hard to do stuff like that because you don't know how to tell people how to save money because it's just you're telling them that your daily life. It's hard. Um, Hail damage. Jeremiah said hail damage is also. Lantern's laughing. I'm laughing too. It's the truth. Hail damage is also a major concern with solar. Yeah, we don't have hail too much here, but we've got some storms that can produce it. So yeah, I could see that. Um, what made you want to go to solar? Saving money on electric, or you just wanted to be, are you off-gridding it? We've got a lot of people asking about off-grid too. We're not off-grid, no, but we do methods that are in line with off-grid. We've shown you cooking outside over an open flame. We've got that set up. I'll never be completely dependent on electric again. We've got gas logs. We've got gas. Now I've got an electric stove. Our next big purchase is a gas stove. I want that. I think that would be good. I wish I could have a wood stove, but our house is so small we can't have it. That would be the ideal ticket. We thought about putting in wood logs for the fireplace, but there's not a way to cook the way the fireplace is built, so that's a problem too. Lantern Creek, we don't buy anything new typically. Um, the best way to save money is just not buy. That's the best way. If you could go without buying, and you don't realize how much you spend on junk. You really don't. You don't realize how much you spend on junk, and you look back and think, where did that go? It's like throwing money down the drain. That's how I feel at Walmart. I mean, just junk, pure junk, and it's not like toilet paper and things like that you need, necessities. It's just the junk you pick up when you're in there. It's all eye candy, and you just want to grab off the shelf. And if you go early in the morning, there's not a lot of people in there. To me, that's the good time to go. You're not pressured into like, well, I got to grab this and just get out of here. You don't make impulse decisions that quick. If you just have time to walk through quietly, quickly. Now, a lot of people say that they do the what is it? Not DoorDash. Where you order your stuff and they bring it out to your car. What's that called? The pickup, the grocery pickup. They say that helps save money. I don't want people shopping for my food though. Somebody said that there's another thing, Instacart, I think, where you pay somebody to go get your food and they go get it and they're texting you inside. I don't know. That's too much for me. I just want to go in, get my stuff, and come out. I just want to be gone. Walmart I'm just not a Walmart girl, y'all. I'm not. Now ours is like completely self-checkout. So if y'all see that on the news about these stores are trying to enforce self-checkout, they are. I think there's like 2 lanes that stay open. And the girl that was running it, the last time I was in there, she said, this is terrible. She said, I've got to run all these self-checkouts, and she's having to come over and help me weigh produce or something like, I don't know what it was I was weighing, maybe some pears, I can't remember. And she said, this is terrible. She said, no one's here working it. And I said, what is it? I said, everybody in town's complaining about this. No one wants to do the self-checkout. And she said, it's a scheduling thing. She said, we've got workers. She said, but it's how they're scheduling us. She said, pretty much to save money for the company. She said, and they're making us have more of a workload compared to, you know how it is. They're trying to get their bang for their buck. They're trying to get, one person running 12 checkouts and, saving money instead of putting more people down there. Let's see here. Jeremiah said, I'm looking to buy land in Mississippi someday. Mississippi, that's our next door neighbor, and I've never been there. I've been all over the South, but never been to Mississippi. So, that's our next door neighbor. Captain Ron, have a couple of rain barrels, which I use to water my garden when they need watering instead of using the water department water. It's free water. That's a very good idea. And Captain Ron, we're going to have to fix something here quick because with all these raised beds that I've got now, it's a problem. Like, it's getting to be a problem watering. If anything, I don't want to, well, I'm going to have to water it. Well, it's been dry here lately. Except last weekend it rained heavy for an hour and then it was just gone. And it's getting to be a hassle watering all this. So if you're building a lot of raised beds, just know that it's going to be a hassle watering it and it's going to run up your water bill quite a bit. And you'll see on the video, I mean, my whole house is enclosed in raised beds. It's large, but it's worth it on the money that we're saving on food. JC, facts, I'm minimalist now. Well, that will save money. The less you want and need, the better it is for saving money. Lantern Creek, we raise a lot of our own food. We homeschool, and that saves more than you think. We keep food simple and eat leftovers. Homeschooling, to me, seems like it would be money saving. Do you have to pay anything to homeschool, or do you have to buy materials? I would assume that, but do you have to pay like there's different types of people that are homeschooling here in Alabama, and what they're doing is they're getting in these courses, and you have to pay the course, and then they send you all this stuff to homeschool. I don't know if I'm explaining that right or not, but they have to go through somebody to do it. So I didn't know if you're doing that or you're just. I know nothing about homeschool. I went to a private school and I went to public school, so I've got both experiences. I was a child and went to both. No, we just buy a book curriculum. Okay. I knew there was different types of homeschooling that you could do. Either you could do a kind of like an independent thing, or you could go through, I forget the name of it's called some kind of academy here that a lot of parents have wanted to move to because of school and how bad schools are now. It's rough. It's really rough. And there's a lot of, public school has gotten tough, real tough around here. Different states have different rules. Okay. I think here you can independently homeschool, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's different parents do different things from the people that we know that homeschool, and that's a huge thing right now. People have pulled their kids out of school and come home. That's a big thing. Problem to me, a parent has to be home if you're homeschooling. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to be home, so that's a tough call there. JC, honestly, learning a new craft for free on YouTube can make you a lot of money. Yeah, and selling what you craft, especially if you're homesteading and you are home and can do stuff like that. Yes, marketing yourself tremendously and trying to sell. I'm trying to think. As far as homesteading, you're going to have some kind of product. You could sell your vegetables. You could sell honey. You could sell soap. You could get into that. You could get into so much to sell, but you're going to have to find a market. That's going to be the main problem, is finding a market. And it seems like with homesteading stuff, it's just not dependable. You'll get a few good customers, but it's going to be hard to do it day in and day out and have people repetitively come back. It's hard to retain people. It's just like business. Lantern Creek, we use an Amish Christian book curriculum. Okay. You can homeschool and work full time. I know people that do that. We just school in the evening. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess so. You can. Especially if you work like night shift. I know you could. Well, I guess one parent being there. Or, well, if you put kid with grandparents but yeah. Yeah, you could do it. I guess in my mind, I just thought like mom or dad would have to be home. From what I see, usually mom is home. But yeah, I guess you could. There's a huge uptick on homeschooling. I know public school, it was getting insane by the time I left public school as far as just the price for everything. You had to pay for this and you had to pay for that, and then if your kids are in sports, I know that's expensive. So I never played sports, but I know like equipment and all is extremely expensive. Jeremiah, even a simple chainsaw mill can produce building lumber to use or even sell. Yes, that is a huge thing. If you could get a lumber mill, that's huge. That is very huge. Um, Very good ideas, y'all. Let's see here. Lantern Creek, I clean houses and I bring her with me, but I know a lot of people can't do that. Yeah, no, like that's the perfect situation. You could take her with you, so that's that's excellent. I'm thinking like, I guess 5-year-old homeschooling, couldn't be left alone. That's what I'm thinking. So I guess in my mind, but yeah, that's the ultimate setup there, is to be able to take her with you. So what else? Saving money. What's everybody's biggest expense? What is y'all's biggest expense? Ours was food. Now it's, I guess, the power bill. We have, like I said, we don't have any debt, so car payments are ridiculous. Um, Especially if you get a new one. Y'all help me out. Ours right now would be the power bill. Rent. Jeremiah said rent. People have said rents went up ridiculously. We live out in the country, so nobody really rents, especially not an apartment or anything here. But yeah, everybody said rent has went up. And I saw on the news, that's one of the biggest topics. Of course, inflation is the number one topic this year, but rent is huge, from whether you're in the city or renting a house. If you live more rural, it's ridiculous. Food, food is outrageous. We've covered that up one side and down the other. Um, Insurance. I don't know if y'all have noticed your insurances have went up. Mine has went up. Um, Me and my husband have separate insurance companies. We have separate car insurance. And my insurance, I've never, knock on wood, I've never had a wreck. I've never had a ticket. I've never had anything in my life. A-plus driver. And my insurance was $90 and went up to $122 this month. So I'm going to be calling tomorrow. I saw that this weekend. I said, that is insane. Insane. But you got the price of everything going up, everything's going to go up. So, Jeremiah, I live near Seattle. 2,000 a month plus utilities for one bedroom upstairs apartment. That's insane. I'd be getting out. I'd be getting to Mississippi. I think if I were you, I'd be getting way on down to Mississippi. That's insane. But you know, outside of Birmingham, it's the same thing here. You think it's all just rural in Alabama and it's just all open land, and no, no. Like I said, our nearest small town just got a Publix. I mean, everything is so built up. It's not as rural as people think anymore. And the prices certainly aren't. I know it's cheaper. I'm sure it's cheaper than that, but it's not all lollipops and roses either. It's everywhere is expensive with everything right now. It's just terrible. Maybe it will come down. I don't know. I really don't know. Usually when stuff goes up, it doesn't come down that easily. So, but I do know for a fact that the insurance just went up. Cell phones are insane, and me and my husband, we had to get new phones. He crushed his. He ran it over with a tractor, and so we hauled off to Verizon, and like some kind of bonus perk, mine could get upgraded or something. He said, just go on. He said, because you're doing all these YouTube videos, he said, and we'll just upgrade your phone. I said, okay. Well, it's like top of the line, and y'all have heard me talk. I've had nothing but problems with it ever since. I don't know if it's the cell towers or the phone or what, but the phone bill is absolutely insane. Insane. We don't have a landline here. We're so rural, they finally cut out landlines. They said, no, we're just, no one even wants them anymore. And they're not going to service a line down here just for that. So now, growing up, I had a landline here in this house, but not now. They won't do it. I would have a landline if it was not for YouTube. I'd have a landline. Just insane, and that's really our only bills. That's it. We are very, very blessed. Lantern Creek, the best thing we've ever done as a young couple is never have no more than one debt at a time. Yes, amen. We try and keep our bills low and pay things off one at a time. We don't drive new vehicles. When we first got married, we had one car. Yeah, yeah. People today, y'all have heard me talk. I don't know if some of y'all know or not. I worked multiple jobs. I worked from daylight till dark and dark to daylight. I mean, literally. And then I was trying to do this YouTube at the same time, and that was just it was too much. And we had gotten to the point, it was just time in life, it was time to come home. And that was a choice me and my husband made. He said, look, just come home. You've got so much going on here. We're fine. We have no house payment. Let's do this. And so we did. But the people that I was around, younger people, younger than me, people older than me, they literally worked to spend money. That's what they did. They worked to travel. That was their enjoyment. But everybody wants to live in a 3-story mansion right out of the gate. No one wants to live in a little small older house. I'll never forget a person I worked with came to my house, and it was actually at my wedding. And she said it was my wedding night, and she was a bridesmaid, and she said, are y'all gonna have kids? And I was getting dressed, and she was there, and it was all just so sweet and fun. And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And she said, where are you going to put them in your little small house? Well, it's a 2-bedroom house, 2-bed, 2-bath house. That's good enough to me if you're 20-something years old and you've got no house payment. That's just fine. So now we don't have kids. We would love to have kids, but, I was raised in this house. I was raised in this house until we moved to town nearby, but there's nothing wrong with that to me. I turned out good. So, and it's not a cracker box. I don't know what people expect. Like I said, I guess a 3-story house and 2 Mercedes sitting out in the yard. I don't know. If you've got the money to spend, then that's fine. If that's what makes you happy, that's fine. But at the same time, that's what you're spending your money on. And it just, a hood ornament on a car does not make me happy. It just don't. It just don't. I like not owing anybody. That's what makes me happy. So I'm a rare bird, especially at my age, I guess, because all these young people, it was fancy cars and diamond rings, and everything was just so over the top. Stuff you would expect somebody to have if they had worked their whole life and was blowing through their retirement. That's really how they just spending it right and left. That's what you would. I don't know, especially not starting out. But I've heard people tell me before, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to work overtime. I've got to have my overtime. Because if I don't have my overtime, I'm not going to make my house payment. That's I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Trying to if you're having to factor in overtime into your regular check to make ends meet, that's tough. That's tough. And that was before inflation hit. That's when the getting was good several years ago. So that's pretty tough right there. Let's see here, Landon Creek. People our age want to raise up too quickly. Yeah, they do, and uh, I don't know. Things are they're just nothing is simple anymore. And if you're canceled if you want to live simply. You're not. It's like you're looked down upon, and I mean it's always been that way. If you want to know the truth, it really has. But everybody always wants bigger and better, and it's just not. A lot of times it's not feasible to do that. So I don't know. I just don't know. Lantern Creek, all three of us make it just fine in our little house, yeah, on polluted ground. Me and my slug paradise. So, I mean, it's the same people like that that's telling us this, that's, looking down on a small house. So, oh me. Ooh, what do you do? What are you going to do? You just got to do your own thing and be happy. So, I guess I'm out here with these bugs being happy. I don't know. My slug and snail paradise. On my video today, that I think it just uploaded. I just got a notification. I almost opened up and said, "Hey, this is Harmon Homestead. Welcome back to Slug and Snail Paradise." So if y'all were on the last live stream, you would understand. The people that get on YouTube and talk to us are they say some off the wall stuff, y'all. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. Oh me. Captain Ron, utilities and food are our highest in the past few years thanks to inflation. We just use extra quilt in cold seasons, keep the AC around 72 on warm days. No mortgage or car payments. Very good. Very, very good. My husband this weekend in the den, there's some windows, but I didn't have any screens on them. We had some screens in the garage, and we had just not put them on. And so I said, look, when I'm canning, the kitchen's right beside the den. I said, I want to be able to open up that window, get a little air in here. So we put the screen window on top of the window, and it was so much better. When you can, heat comes off that canner. Even when you pull the jars out of the canner and put them on the counter, you're getting heat so bad on the counter, and it just heats up the whole house. And it's the one time of the year that you can, is summertime. And when it's 98 degrees down here, that's tough. That is so tough. So little simple things like that, at least just to get some air moving, get it through your house. You open in your windows if it's cooler. So you don't have to run the air conditioner. Things like that will help, especially if you live where you breathe the air. I don't know what you do if you lived in smog. I don't know, but little things like that. Ceiling fans are huge. Ceiling fans will save you money. I can sit in a house if it's 90 degrees as long as I've got a ceiling fan or some kind of air circulating. I can't stay in a stagnant house. I have to have a breeze or something moving through. That will help save. If you cut the air off and just have ceiling fans going, to me, that helps. I don't like being hot in the summer, but I mean, down here, there's no way to avoid it. Captain Ron would understand, so would Lantern Creek. They're in, and whoever said they're in Dallas, I'm sure they understand too, it's hot. Last year, Dallas had like record heat. So we've got to be thinking about this stuff with summer coming as well. And it's coming quick. I think next Saturday it's supposed to be 90 here, so very, very warm. Let's see here, JC. How often do you go live on YouTube? Well, it's a work in progress. Not regularly, just when I feel like it. I'll go live every now and then we just had such a good time Friday night. I decided to do another one just at random, and I just wanted some kind of filler in between my video because it had been a while since I uploaded. Lantern Creek. We've had to work hard for everything we have, but we ain't gonna sacrifice our family time for stuff. Just stuff. That's it. People are buying just stuff. Just, I don't know how much, and I'm guilty. I don't know how much down through the years I've wasted on junk. The number one thing, when I was working, I go to Hobby Lobby. And I love Hobby Lobby. I love decorations. There's nothing wrong with it. Decorate your house, do what you want. But I would blow so much, and then I don't even want to fool with it the next year. It's just junk, really. I mean, it's nice stuff, but you got to do what makes you happy. If that makes you happy, go do it. And it kept me going, kind of like an incentive to keep working at the time. Like, yeah, I'm paying myself. But then it got to where, this is material junk. I want to be home. I want to enjoy what I'm doing with my own two hands and just live the simple life. And, we have saved money since my paychecks have been, since I've come home. We have saved money because we're not spending money. And that's the whole, if you cannot spend, then you're good. You just got to figure out how not to spend. And the first thing is getting out of debt. You know, I bought a Cricut Explorer Air 2 and steam press and design t-shirt, sells them for extra money. It's super easy. That sounds good. Lantern Creek, have a Cricut too. I ran a business from one for years. Hobby Lobby's the place. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that about the lobby. Look, if somebody gave me $1 million, I'd love to go in Hobby Lobby and buy everything they had. But, you know, I'm just saying if you're really trying to change your lifestyle, you know, you can't go to Hobby Lobby every day if you're trying to save every dime, you know, because stuff's so expensive. And, you know, in there, they used to half off every other week, and now it's like 40% off every other week or so. They've changed even their rules, so everything's a little bit different now because of inflation. So I love Hobby Lobby. I got a gift card for Christmas from there from my husband. I love it, but I just have to kind of not go anymore. So, I mean, I could, but I choose to. I've I've chosen to spend my time more wisely and just have everything simple. Now, I may save that money that I would have used at Hobby Lobby on $200. I may buy every kind of tomato seed that there is and spend $200. It's really all just what you want, and I don't have to have that either. But it's just what I'm choosing to do at this point in my life. I ran a photography business as well to stay home when my daughter was a baby. I was a wedding photographer. A lot of people get into photography. The equipment's expensive from what I understand, but yes, a lot of people do that. So that would be that would be a source of income. Um, listen, I'm trying to think. Usually I can tell you everything on earth about money, but tonight I'm just kind of going blank. The very thing I said I wanted to talk about. Uh, I could tell you more about saving money before I was homesteading, and now it's hard. It's real hard because it's not. It's hard to tell you because it's just how we live. You save everything. There's always a use for everything. There's always a something that you're going to find a use for. Waste not, want not. Save every little scrap of every little thing. You're going to have to live like you were in the Great Depression, pretty much. That's kind of the motto we have. Everything is saved. Everything. Um, Trying to think. Uh, we don't use stuff like paper towels. We use reusable terry cloths. Little towel, like shop towels is what we call them. We wash them. We hang them up on the line to dry and go back. And you have to kind of understand, like, well, if it's going to be raining tomorrow, I can't wash clothes. I better go and wash them today. You have to do stuff like that. You have to adjust your whole lifestyle. And again, you have to cook, cook. That's going to save you the best money. Um, Food prep is a big thing. Don't run off to the store and just start buying stuff on a whim. Write down a list and have the basics. Have your pantry stocked. And this is something I want to talk about. A pantry does not necessarily have to be like a prepper pantry. It can be just your kitchen cabinet. Okay, that's what a pantry is. Just a well, not an actual pantry, but stock your kitchen. Have flour, the things that you use, your basics, sugar, oil, things like that. Have it. Salt, pepper, your spices, baking soda, baking powder, things like this. Have it, and you'll save money by cooking with your basics. You can add ingredients to each basic meal ingredient, and that's how you make different meals. It's all kind of the same thing, and that saves you a lot of stress too, trying to figure out what to fix tonight and where to go buy something from and all of that. Lantern Creek, we fix our own stuff. Yard sales are the best. We build our own stuff, know how to shop for food. Yeah. Now, I will say, when we first got into this, my first canning, I did green beans, and those were bought. My mother-in-law bought them, and I can't remember how much it was, but I know it was expensive even then, and it was a big, like, box of green beans, and that's how I learned to can. And I thought, surely there's got to be a better way. If you don't have a garden, that would be the second best option to me. That or farmers markets. Be careful. A lot of the stuff is it's like getting it from the grocery store. But if you could figure out how to grow instead of buy, that is huge. Now, like, we don't have bees, we would have to buy honey. We have bought honey before. There's stuff that we have to buy, fruit. Now, I will say my little blueberry bushes, and I didn't put that in the video. Well, I say little, they're huge. this is going to be my first like actual blueberry harvest. Well, I planted that way we can have fruit. You need to think about that on a homestead seriously. You need, as soon as you start, get fruit trees. That is a huge thing because you do need fruit in your diet, or, at least a lot of people like it. It's something sweet. And so you're not, you just want it. We've got apple trees, we've got pear trees, we've got plum trees, and we've got cherry trees. And if I could go back, I would start day one and plant fruit trees because it takes them so long to produce. That you need going. Blueberry bushes are something easy and quick to get fruit on your homestead and not have to buy so much fruit. That's a good thing. You're still going to have to buy stuff. I mean, everybody can't do everything. You're going to have to buy stuff, but if you can just whittle it down, like, hey, we've got blueberries, so maybe we can not spend so much on this week at the store, or that next week. It all helps. And the bigger amount that you get on your harvest, the less you have to go buy. Now, last year we went and picked blackberries, wild blackberries. That was a thing, and the bushes are immortally loaded this year down the little dirt road we were going down, and I mean, just hanging off in the road. It's going to be a huge blackberry harvest down here this year. And I mean, the frost is gone. They'll make, and that's fruit on the plate at night. So that will help. Just things like that. So let's see here. Making your own snacks and bread. Yes, we make snack crackers. I love that. Bread. We've talked about that homemade bread. I like it. I like to do it. If you feel too intimidated to make bread, make biscuits. Make cornbread. Those two things right there, that will fill you up. If you have cornbread and some greens on a plate, and especially if you had a slice of ham or something and a slice of onion, like, you're good to go. Beans and cornbread, biscuits and whatever. If my husband loves biscuits, it's a huge filler and it's cheap, it's quick, and it's easy. And homemade biscuits, it helps fill you up. So if you feel intimidated about bread, you don't have to go out here and get this ancient sourdough starter and all that. You don't have to. You can make some type of bread and it not be too complicated. Biscuits take 5 minutes. Um, Lantern Creek. We picked our first strawberry of the year today. Woo, woo, very good. That is one thing I have never grown. Lantern Creek strawberries. I've never grown them here. Never had any. I don't know why. I just haven't. I'm not a big strawberry fan, but I'm sure if I had one fresh, it would be better than store bought. I have the Easy Biscuits recipe on my channel. I'll have to go check it out. I don't know what you use. I use Crisco. You could use lard, buttermilk, and self-rising flour. That's all I use. It's 3 ingredients. There's nothing to it. I know a lot of people do like, I think like soda biscuits. They'll do like Mountain Dew or something. I don't know. There's all different kinds of biscuit recipes. There's tons, but that's what I followed. Brenda Gant out of South Alabama, and she taught me how to make biscuits. So hers very easy. It's like my great grandmother's. So these are big old cat head biscuits too. So I'm a butter girl. I hate Crisco. Yeah, now I make mine with Crisco. Hubby said don't touch them. They're perfect. He said don't. They're the best biscuits he's ever had. So he'll get to whining every now and then, like, where's my biscuits? Where's you ain't fixed any biscuits? Well, I just did, 3 days ago. Well, I want them every day, and not even for breakfast. He wants them for supper. So piled on his plate. They are good. Oh, they're so good. They're fluffy on the inside and they're perfect. I don't like mine burnt. Now my family likes a biscuit that's the size of a piece of paper burnt. They will actually scrape out the middle. The middle's the best part. I don't know where it's just strange. I guess everybody's different with biscuits. I mean, don't throw away the middle. The dough's the best part to me. So my mother-in-law makes them with Crisco. Yeah, or lard. Yeah, that's your two things here. That's the only way I know how to make them. So, um, I've seen recipes where they're calling for baking soda and all this. I'm like, what are you doing here? It's a lot of stuff. I like them thick and fluffy. I do too. I don't want a thin one at all. I don't want a thin biscuit. I can't stand it. I don't want it like a hockey puck. I want it like a cat head biscuit this tall. That's what I want. Cat head. So, that's the first time in my life when I watched Brenda Gant do it. She said, turn your oven on 500. I said, I don't know if mine will go to 500. It's an old oven. And she said, turn it on to 500 and put them in there. And it works. I mean, it makes them rise quick. You can't let them just, lay there in the oven. They have to come on up. So, but anyways, that's my money saving tips tonight. I don't want to stay on too long. I know we got people watching, but I just tried to help some people. I thought maybe we could talk about that and see what you could do and how to change. But the main thing is, guys, no debt. No debt. Live a simple lifestyle. Whittle down what you can, and mine's a 3-ingredient biscuit. I'm gonna have to go look up your recipe. Y'all go look up her recipe and see. I'm gonna have to investigate this now. See if it passes the husband approved test. He'll let us know. He's the biscuit connoisseur. So, but yeah, just do what you can and try to live a simple life. That's the main thing, and you'll save. But you got to be happy. You got to be happy. All right, guys, I think that garden tour's out. Y'all go over to the channel and check that out. I show you from the beginning of the house all the way to the end, and it took almost 40 minutes to watch it or film it today. So it's a long video, but we've got that much planted. So anyways, y'all go on over and check it out. So we got growing in Zone 8A here in Central Alabama. We will see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead. Bye, y'all.